Today I'm going to tell you why the Clippers will win the championship for 2020. This will be the first video in my 6-part series where I'm going to break down my top 5 contenders, and I'll do a video for each one of those teams. Now I'll also be doing a video at the end of the series when I predict who's going to win the 2020 NBA Finals. So in every video I'm going to give you some good, I'm going to give you some bad, and some stats to support both cases, but then ultimately I'm going to wrap up each video with the strong case for each one of the contenders. Let's get into it.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome back to Journey of a Ballaholic, the best talk show for basketball addicts. I'm your host, General Hannibal X. Now, if you're new on this channel, you're going to be getting my passionate and unfiltered opinion on the hottest NBA and college basketball topics. Listen, I'm a ballaholic. I'm addicted to basketball. Now, if you're a ballaholic like me, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, but also make sure that you tap that bell notification so that you'll be notified whenever I drop new videos, which is every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, before we get this video kicked off, as always, make sure that you go down to the comment section for the comment of the day. Let me know, do you think the Clippers can win the championship this year? If so, let me know why. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with the good. Now listen, every single team in NBA history has always had at least one bona fide superstar or multiple all-stars on every championship team. The Clippers are not going to be an exception to that rule. So the Clippers, like every single other team, they're going to go only as far as their best players take them. Well, luckily for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard has proven that he's a bona fide superstar. Listen, there are only four players in the NBA today that have proven they can be the best player on a championship team. Guys like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and the last one is Kawhi Leonard. Now, you got guys out there who've got immense talent. Giannis, Harden, Anthony Davis, and others. But those guys have yet to prove that they can be the best player on a championship team. So not only do the Clippers have that bona fide superstar, they've taken it to the next level, and they also have someone else to rely on, and that's Paul George, who is a consensus top 15 player in the NBA and a bona fide all-star. So the Clippers not only form and have that first part, they even go with that second part with that dynamic duo. Now, if you kind of squint just tight enough, you may even get a glimpse of, on the defensive end, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George being very reminiscent of being the best perimeter defensive duo that we've seen since Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. Now, as we know, your best players can only take you so far, but that's where the Clippers actually excel. They have the talent and the depth that puts them on a level that most teams just can't match. When you got guys like Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell, which to me, this right here are the best duo, the best bench duo in NBA history. These guys this year as well as last year were both in the running for 6th Man of the Year award. Guys that are going to give you 16, 17, 18 points a night consistently. Some nights they can give you 20, 25 points a night. These guys right here have that consistency, and Lou Williams is a guy that I call him a walking bucket. The guy can get it from anywhere on the court. Montrezl Harrell, he's that glue guy that every single team needs. One of those guys that'll just kind of do it all. Leads the league in charges taken. He'll hustle, he'll rebound, he's got a great motor. This duo here, the chemistry and the continuity between them, it's phenomenal. The pick and roll game, the on-court, off-court, you gotta remember, these two right here spearheaded the Clippers last year, being able to win a couple of games against Golden State when they were healthy. So the Clippers are in a situation, like I say, most teams just can't match with. They're an ability to, when they sit their stars, when George and Leonard go to the bench, they have guys that can come in and not only maintain a lead, they can actually take a 5-point lead and push it to double figures fast. Now, you also have to factor in the supporting role players. Now, these are the guys like the Marcus Morris. You got guys like Pat Bev, the Pitbull. You got guys like Reggie Jackson coming off the bench, even Ivica Zubac. So these guys here form that nucleus around the bona fide stars. This team goes extremely deep, Landry Shamet and others. But there was an addition that the Clippers made before the season ended that it kind of went under the radar and has to be discussed. The addition of Joakim Noah, I think, was a perfect addition. You got to remember this. Throughout NBA history, every single team that has ever won an NBA championship has had a power forward or a center that has made the all-star team or all-NBA team prior to the year that they won the championship. Every team. So that means that prior to adding Joakim Noah, the Clippers didn't have that big man who fit that criteria. Well, now they do. And Joakim Noah is not the defensive player of the year that he was when he was with the Chicago Bulls. He's not that. But what he is he's a very high energy, high IQ guy. But on the offensive end, what he's going to bring is an ability where he's one of the best passers at his position. The ability to play from that high post and be able to drop dimes and kind of facilitate from that high post. That only adds another element into a dimension on their offense that they hadn't had. Montrezl Harrell is a finisher. He's a above average, some can even say an elite finisher around the rim. Zubac is a high efficient offensive player, but neither one of those guys can typically operate outside of the paint. They're around the basket guys. None of these guys are going to go out to the three-point line, and you're not expecting Joakim Noah to do that either. But what Joakim Noah could do, as I said, is handle the ball and kind of play a pick-and-roll situation where he can be that secondary facilitator when the ball is given to him on the high post. So I love this addition by the Clippers, and I think this is going to be one of the things that even if he only gives them 15 minutes a night, some nights he may not even play, some nights he may get 20-25 minutes depending on the matchup. He'll be able to give them that playoff experience that Zubac doesn't have. Then when they get into matchups against, guys like Jokic, you have guys who are experienced, who've been there before, that can battle and battle hard. Now, that's the good. And as we know, no team is perfect, so every team comes with a little bit of their flaws. So let's look at some of the negatives as why the Clippers may not win the championship. Well, number one, you got to start with the fact and the reality that no team in NBA history has ever won a championship when they had 4 guys during the regular season that averaged 16 or more points per game. So, and actually when you think about it, there's only been 2 teams throughout NBA history that's ever even had 4 guys averaging 16 plus. That was the 1981 Lakers, as well as the 2019 Golden State Warriors, which, as we know, neither one of those teams wound up winning the championship. Now, number 2, you got to move on to the fact that over the last 15 years, every single team that won the championship had not 1, but 2 guys that made the All-Star team together the same year that they played together and or the year before. As we know, Kawhi Leonard, he made the All-Star team this year. Last year, Kawhi and Paul George made it, but they weren't on the same team. Now, the last thing, as far as one of the reasons that they won't win it based on past history, is that 9 out of the last 10 teams that won the championship, they had an average age of 28 years or older. Once again, their team average. The age was 28 years or older for their team, or they were top 5 in the league that year as far as average team age. When you look at the Clippers, currently they're under 28 as far as an average team age at 27.4, and they're outside of that top 5 at number 7. Now those are just some of the bad, but let's get back to the good. Ultimately, I think what favors the Clippers winning the title this year will come down to the old adage that defense wins championships. And no team has a better perimeter defensive trio than the Clippers. In an age where you can't hand check, the Clippers' ability to switch everything on the perimeter is going to make it extremely tough for offenses to get an open look from the outside. The Clippers' ability to swarm on defense while also being efficient on offense, that's going to make them a tough team to beat in a 7-game series, man. Now, currently they're ranked number 3 in offensive rating and number 5 in defensive rating. When you add in the coaching experience of a Doc Rivers and the experience that he brings from his title in Boston when the Celtics were the best defense in the entire NBA, this Clippers team has the leadership from the top down, plus the depth to go a legit 10 deep. Now you also have to factor in this. They don't have to deal with the disadvantage of not having home court, and this is what I mean. Had they played the Lakers or even the Bucks during the playoffs before the season ended, they would have been at a massive home court disadvantage, even though they played in the same building as the Staples Center. But now that everybody's playing in this bubble at Disney World, there is no home court advantage that the Lakers and the Bucks are going to have over the Clippers based on the fan and the arena. So this is just the icing on the cake. So let me know in the comment section, do you think that the Clippers can actually win a championship this year? And if so, let me know why. Listen, if you haven't checked out any of my videos before, make sure you click this box right here so you can see my NBA all-time top 25, Also, make sure that you click the icon right here so that you can subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And until we meet up next time, make sure that you stay safe in these streets. And remember, no justice, no peace.